On the final morning in Jerusalem, we are dropped outside the old city wall, once built by the Turkish Sultan, Suleiman the Magnificent. This time we're approaching it from the east side through the Lion's Gate into the Muslim quarter. We shall be following the route of the Via Dolorosa, or Sorrowful Road, which marks Jesus' final journey to the cross. At each of the 14 stations there is a church or memorial where pilgrims can stop and reflect. The street runs parallel with the Temple Mount, but since I was last here, no non-Muslims are allowed to visit it. Just off the street are the excavations of the Pool of Bethesda, mentioned in the New Testament.
This is John chapter 5. After this there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem by the Sheep Gate a pool in Aramaic called Bethesda. The Sheep Gate was called so because this is where they would clean all the sacrifices that would be brought directly to the temple, which has 5 roofed colonnades. In these lay a multitude of invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. One man was there who had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I am going, another steps down before me." Jesus said to him, "Get up, take your bed, and walk." And at once the man was healed and took up his bed and walked. So 5 roofed colonnade pool. Guys, imagine a swimming pool in the backyard and put columns all around all 4 sides, and then put a column directly right down the middle of the pool. And that's what it means by 5 roofed colonnades. Also note that it was believed that, I think it was Passover, I might be wrong on the Jewish holiday, but people would congregate around the pool, this pool, and the first person in to the waters would be automatically healed by an angel that would be, in the verse, stirring the waters. So Jesus comes up to this guy who can't walk, 38 years on a dingy mat, living in the dirt by the side of the pool, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And the guy's like, "Somebody always beats me down." And Jesus heals him.
After this short detour, we continue along the Via Dolorosa. We are still in the Muslim quarter. The journey ends at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is in the Christian quarter. As far as records go, it owes its origin to Constantine and his mother. Since about 325 AD, it's been commemorated as the site of the crucifixion.
The only thing you're going to see here is where this gray dome is. Try to imagine a cliff, a rock face that when you look at it 2,000 years ago kind of looks like a human skull. Hence the name in Aramaic Golgotha, and in Latin Calvary. So that would be station 11, 12, and 13 up. This rock here where everybody's kneeling, clean, white, wrapped in linen, and then move the station up.
Beneath this large dome is a rotunda, which tradition says contains a fragment of the large stone that sealed Jesus' tomb. After a full morning's walking among the jostling crowds, we have time at last to ourselves to have lunch, and wander round the old city with its bazaars and souvenir shops. I couldn't resist filming this delightful busker. Our guide, Jerry, meets us later on to accompany us to the coach near the Jaffa Gate. He has one more place to take us to before our tour comes to an official end.
Modern artwork.
Ein Kerem is on the western outskirts of Jerusalem.
Might be a little bit difficult to see, but there was one of the cattle cars that was actually used there.
And as always, there's a church. In fact, two. They mark the visit of the angel to Zechariah and the cave where John the Baptist was supposedly born. All too soon, it's time to say farewell to our friends on the tour at this village.
Yeah.